let's focus on being able to edit existing websites or even creating new websites. All right. So let's do let's see, creating brand new websites. Okay. So let's add like a plus sign here. That if we click on the plus sign, we navigate to the add new website or create new website page. Okay. So let's do that. Let's see the implementation of that list, website list, and let's add in the templates, perhaps right here in the like the very last column here. Let's add up like a plus sign that we can click and then navigate. So this could be maybe a span class, glyphicon. Oops, glyphicon. Glyphicon plus, there we go, and then pull this to the right. So that adds a plus sign there at the end, that if we click on it, what we want to do is navigate to where? To the to that. Let's us add a new one, and I think we have a page for that, right? Or maybe we didn't implement it. I forget. We did. Did we implement it? Website edit. Yes, we have website edit. All right, so let's do that. Let's navigate to website edit. Let's see. So if this would be a hyperlink, and we would navigate to. Let's see. We would navigate to hash bang. We need to know. We need to know for who is this website that we're creating. This brand new website that we're creating. It is for the current user ID, and we want to add a brand new website. And the way we can distinguish it, that this is a brand new website, perhaps it's that we're going to say new. Right? We could distinguish. Notice that we're gonna need two URLs, right? One that allows us to edit an existing website, right? In that case, we would need to tell you what ID, the ID of the website that we want to edit, yes? Right? Or this one, that this says this is a brand new website, it doesn't exist, right? So I don't have an ID for it, right? So I'm calling it new, so that we can distinguish what is that, what are your intentions, right? So let's create a route for this. Let's create a route for this in the configuration, and we'll say that if we navigate to /user user ID /website /new, right? We want to navigate to template URL. We want to navigate to views, website, templates, and website new.view.client.html. Yes, and we don't have a control just yet for this, right? And I don't know that we have a page for this. I think we have widget edit. Let's copy that into widget new.view.client, right? And let's see if we can navigate there. Let's refresh. If we click on plus, ooh, what's that? We need to style that. Okay, because it's a hyperlink, so it's trying to paint it blue. So I am going to style this. Don't use styles. We're going to change it to white. There it is. It's white, right? So put that in the style sheet. Don't put it there, right? If we click on that, indeed it navigates to the new page, right? Notice that we can navigate there, and this is okay. We don't have a scroll bar on the left-hand side. Did we do that last week? We did that, right? Being able to scroll the left-hand side independently, right? I'm sorry? A different page? Yeah. Right, I'll leave it like that. I think you must have done that already for the past assignment, so it should be already there. All right, so notice that the list on the left-hand side is supposed to list all the websites, yes? And we have a service for that, don't we? That could populate that left-hand side, right? Because it would look just like this, right? The list of all the websites. So we could use exactly the same mechanism that we used to populate this, to populate that left-hand side. Yes, it's the same exact mechanism. The only brand new thing here is that on the right-hand side, we need to be able to listen for some either a delete button. Well, no, we're creating a brand new one, so we don't need a delete button. There would be like a create button, yes, and that would allow us to grab the name of the brand new website and the description for that brand new website. All right, so let's do that. Let's implement that. Let's go to the let's go to the controller for this. Well, let's look at the page. What does the page look like, which we just created? So website edit. So website. No, it's website new. This one. Okay. Right. And let's see. Here we have content, and the reason I believe we have content is because this was meant for the edit page. Right. So I'm removing that. I am removing that. Instead, I am binding it to some local variables. So not var, ng model. This is going to be the name of a website. As a local variable, a local object that has an attribute name, and it's bound to the scope, right? But we're not going to use the scope. So as far as we're concerned, this is a local variable that has no scope outside of the template, right? Because we're always ignoring that scope. And this one is going to be the attribute, the description attribute of the same exact local object, right? So website description. Okay, and when we click on create, right? Okay, we don't want to navigate anywhere. Instead, we want to notify our controller that we just clicked on this. And we're going to say create website. We're going to pass the local website object. Yes? Right? Again, we could have used scope, but we're not using scope anymore, right? We could have put this in the model, but there's really no need to broaden the scope of this variable, right? And it's a better idea to pass it functionally, right, through a well-curated API, so we know exactly what the communication is between these two artifacts. Yes, all right. All right. So on the controller, which we don't have, we're going to create an event handler for this. Yes, we're create an event handler that will handle this create website. We don't have a controller for it, so let's create a controller for this. For the website. So right now we have a list controller. I'm going to copy this into a new controller. Right there it is, and it has a different name. So it's website new controller. So let's refactor this. So this is website new, right? And we'll replace everywhere. Let's see. I think that's it. We still need that user ID. Notice that we're still loading it from the parameters, right? Which is good. We want to keep that. Also notice that we also want to keep that, right? Because that's going to be used to feed the left-hand side. Yes? Right? So let's leave that. That's perfect. We need an event handler. And that event handler, we need to listen for an incoming create website, right? That is going to be declared way at the top, but implemented way down here, right? So you're not forcing me to read the entire JavaScript file. I know that you have been very, you have correctly identified all the different pieces here. We have here these are all the event handlers, and these are the implementations way down here. Okay. All right, so the create website, really it should be who creates the website, not us. The controller doesn't know how to do any of that. It should definitely actually knows how to do this, right? The web service knows how to manipulate the data structure, right? It is not the controller's responsibility, right? So we're going to have a create website function there as well, and I must have misspelled it because that's not right. In the service, did I misspell it in the service? Oh, thank you. So at least I misspelled it consistently. Website. There we go. All right, and we're going to pass. Where?
Oh, well, you like new website controller.
Where controller. Oh, everywhere?
Those three.
I'm consistent. There we go. All right. Notice that I'm also being very careful to map and use the same method names in the template, in the controller, and in the web service. Right? That's going to help me keep everything straight in my head. Right? That what maps from the template to the controller to the service, and then we're going to follow again when we go to the server next week. Right? On the server side, we're also going to call it the same thing, right? So that we know that the event generated by the user, right, is going to flow all the way through the stack up until it gets inserted into a database, right? So we can follow that along. So once we create it, where do we go? Presumably, we want to go back to the list of websites. So let's use location. And location is going to allow us to navigate back to the list of websites. So we're going to insert it in, right, and then go into the list of websites, which is, I believe, user. The ID of the user is what? I think we have it under model.userid, right? And then list of website. Is that correct? Right, I think that's correct. All right, let's see if we broke something. I think we did the implementation for this. Let's see, create website. Yep, it's here. It is there. We are providing that. We are creating the ID. We're creating two dates. That looks right. I'm going to remove this from retrieval, right? Because it's going to have actual dates now, right? When you create them. Let's see. Let's refresh. Bless you. So let's see. We're creating this, and let's create one for CS5610. And let's create, and something didn't work. Let's see what's wrong. And there's a console. Let's see what it's complaining about. Bootstrap min. Why Bootstrap min? Oh, because probably that template, it's still a full-blown HTML document, right? So let's remove that. Let's fix that right away. It's this one. Yeah, let's remove all this. We don't need this anymore. Okay, we don't have that. Let's see. Oh, probably did we load that controller? Did we load that controller in our index page? Let's see. Did we load it? The service is there. The controller. Okay, the controller is not there, right? So let's load the controller. It's website. Did we call it right? New. Yeah, it's there. Very good. Oh, and also we need to associate that controller with the template, right? So let's go to the config. So it's always the same thing, right? You create a new controller, you load it from the index page, you associate it to a template, right? So those three steps. So now we created the controller. Let's associate it to the template. It's the website new controller, and also referred to in the template as the model. Right? Let's see. Okay. It navigates back, but it doesn't seem like it rendered this. Let's try and see what's going on. Let's step through this. Let's see. This is a little bit too big, and I don't need this to be so big. I don't need this anymore. I don't need the profile. I don't need register users. No, I need instead the controller for the new. And let's step through this. Let's first see if we are receiving the correct data. Let's create. Okay, so it's going to the right place. We are getting the website object. Notice it has the name and the description. That's correct. It's being passed on to us. That's good. We're going to pass that into the create website. So let's step in. Okay, we were in the right place. There's the website object. We're going to add the ID. Okay, we added the ID. There it is. We added the update, the create, and let's see. We'll see the website object has the updated and created. Those are correct date objects. Very good. We're going to push that, and presumably we're going to go back to the controller. Now we're back in the controller, and we're going to navigate to the user, the list of websites. So we're going to go to this controller now, right? We're going to go back to this controller, and in this controller, let's step through. Okay, we're back in this controller, right? Because we navigated to the list of websites, and let's see. We're going to run this init function. Okay, we're in there, and there's going to go find all websites for users. Oh, that's what we're missing, right? We never made the association of who's the owner of this website, right? So this brand new website that we just created is orphan, right? Nobody's the parent of this website. So probably that's what's missing, right? If we step in, notice that it's going to look for there. Look at the websites. We have, I believe, maybe this last one is the one we just created. Notice that all of them have all of them have description, name, developer ID. See that? But these last two that we just created, notice that it has all these other attributes, but it doesn't have the parent ID. See that? Okay, so that's what we were missing. All right, so let's continue. That's why it's not showing. So let's go back to the service. Let's see, or the controller. Let's see the controller. What's the controller doing? What we could do is either set the developer ID right here, the developer ID, meaning the parent of this website. Set it to be model.userid, which we just parsed from the URL, right? Or we could pass that as an argument to the create website as an argument, right? And do that in the service, right? That might make sense, right? That the service might need to know who the parent for this is. Yes?
Does the service also have access to model? Or could we also just ask the model.userid in the service model?
No, it doesn't have access to that, right? And it shouldn't, right? The controller has a different role, right, of navigating, handling event handlers. The service should be agnostic to that. Its only role is to provide data, right? It doesn't know about navigation. It doesn't know about who's going to render this and how, right, and where it should go after something happens, right? Its only role should only be for giving access to the data, all right? So we're going to keep it like this for now. It's actually going to be useful later on when we get to the database side of this, that the object already knows these relationships all the way from here. Okay. All right. So let's try that again. Let's remove all these breakpoints, and the user ID is 456. Let's create a brand new one. Create. We have a breakpoint here. Let's keep going. And indeed, we have that. We have the new website, right? So we can add it. We add it, right? So if we remove this, we go to plus. Notice that this is bogus on the left-hand side, but as we create it, right? They're being created on the left-hand side, plus all the created and updated dates. Yes? Everybody okay? Make sense? All right? All right.